Yes, you read the title correctly. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is a fun game. In fact, it's really fun. You know what? It's super duper fun. Yeah, I went there. I've already put in way more time than I'd like to admit into this game, and I don't really see that changing much, which is a feeling I haven't gotten from a Call of Duty game since I looked like this. So, how did we get here? The last time I fully enjoyed every part of a new Call of Duty game was Black Ops 2 in 2012. I'm talking a campaign with an amazing selection of missions and an engaging story. I'm talking a multiplayer mode with incredible feel, balance, and map design. And I'm talking an ambitious and expansive zombies mode. This game had it all. But that hasn't happened in a while. Don't get me wrong, some of the more recent COD games have been good. I love Black Ops 3, for example, but even that game had a lackluster game mode, being the campaign. But right now, Black Ops Cold War is fun all the way through. Notice how I said right now. I'm a bit hesitant to put it on that elite level of games because I still need to see how it progresses from here and how much sustainability it has. But at the very least, it's the most fun Call of Duty experience in years. And whether it's been carrying my dumb friends in multiplayer,
Trey, how's your back feeling?
you know, it's a little stiff, or engaging in a single player mission, sponsored by Doritos. Doritos, get yours today. Or slaying waves of zombies. Black Ops Cold War has it all. Which means you know what time it is. It's game time. The single-player aspect of Call of Duty has been largely underwhelming for a while now, even to the point where Black Ops 4 didn't even have a campaign, and that's just a tragedy. Alexa, play Despacito sad version. It really is truly upsetting, as this is a series built on its rich storytelling and innovative FPS arcade-style gameplay. Everyone has fond memories of the old days, of the original Modern Warfare trilogy and World at War and Black Ops. Those games had incredible single-player experiences, and everyone played them. I feel like recently, even if the newer games have fun campaigns, they really don't have any hype behind them. No one seems to care. Even when they get big-name celebrities to be in the games, like Jon Snow and Malcolm McDowell, and Kevin Spacey. I'm not sure of the exact reason behind this, but I do have a theory that it's because those games don't have those iconic moments with those amazing characters and memorable stories to tell. And I'm happy to say that Black Ops Cold War has those aspects. Now, if you haven't played it yet, don't worry, I refuse to spoil anything here, okay? Do yourself a favor and play it yourself. But I will talk about the single player a little bit. One thing I noticed was that Raven Studios really tried to make this game as fun as possible while disregarding realism within the gameplay. And trust me, that's a huge positive. I know some people out there like to talk about Call of Duty being a realistic shooter, but it's not. At all. I mean, just look at MW2's campaign. The mission Cliffhanger has you scaling an icy mountain, jumping over huge gaps to invade a Russian mountain base, and you escape on a snowmobile that you drive with one hand while spraying a machine pistol with perfect accuracy in the other. And it was fucking awesome. Cold War is first and foremost a game that is meant to be fun, and it makes every mission an absolute banger. On top of that, it innovates in some cool ways as well. This game is probably the most non-linear Call of Duty ever. There are full-blown side missions, optional objectives, and the freedom to tackle certain areas however you want. You can also make your own decisions within the story itself that impact the ending. I of course won't go into detail about what those decisions are, but I will say they did a great job of making those moments really feel important. And I can guarantee you, this game has those amazing moments that you will remember forever. I'm talking Shepard's betrayal, Berlin's capture, the numbers, that level of moments. And with that said, in order to avoid spoiling anything, let's move on to multiplayer. The online multiplayer in Cold War is probably the weakest game mode in the game. Now, having said that, I have had a ton of fun with this multiplayer so far. It's It's really brought me back to those simpler times when I could just sit back and slay noobs for hours with the boys. But there are some overhanging flaws that need to be ironed out, which is, of course, entirely possible due to Call of Duty's seasonal DLC plan. I wanted to discuss this first, because the way Call of Duty and many other multiplayer games do things now has changed. Call of Duty is doing a DLC model that adds new content at a faster rate, which is why everything I'm going to be talking about in this segment is still a work in progress. The best part about this plan is that this new content will be free for everyone. Although, I'm sure they will have microtransactions and a season pass you can buy, but as far as maps and weapons and game modes are concerned, that stuff should be free. Don't fuck us, Activision. I wanted to mention that because at launch, there seemed to be a lack of content in the multiplayer. I mean, there's only 8 core maps, there are 5 weapons per class max, there isn't a whole lot of customization options for your in-game characters and weapon aesthetics. But if the seasonal DLC brings in that content at a good pace, then I can forgive the lack of it at launch. Now that that's out of the way, I still really like this game's multiplayer, which was surprising to me because I hated this game's beta. Absolutely could not stand it at all. And it was because of the maps and the movement, which I think they fixed in the final version. The map selection is small, but there are some solid entries here. I'm not sure if any would be in my top 10 or anything, but still, they get the job done. I personally really like Crossroads Strike and Moscow a lot. I think they have a great mix of short and long range areas, and they work pretty well in every game mode. And if you want to slow it down, maps like Checkmate and Cartel offer those long sight lines for snipers and AR players to tee off on. But seriously, someone needs to harvest these fucking crops before I start going full Stardew Valley on that shit. I mean, I get that they're probably busy slinging cocaine, but that shit's a moneymaker. Hire a damn gardener. My favorite part of Cold War's multiplayer is the overall feel and flow of its movement and gunplay. In the beta, everything was chaos. I felt as though I needed to shotgun 3 Red Bulls and take an adrenaline injection to keep up. The pace was all messed up, and it was simply because of the sliding mechanic, which has been hotly debated in recent entries. Problems arise when the sliding is too fast, because it becomes the best way to win gunfights. And that ain't cool, fam. I feel like that one fix did it all for me. The pace of play has slowed down and become more digestible, and the flow of the game has improved so much. It opened up every playstyle. You can play risky and aggressive, you can play slow and methodical. Positioning is important again, and I feel like I have to actually use my brain a little bit to put myself in the right place to be successful. And the gunplay is super satisfying. The weapons feel distinct from each other, they all have positives and negatives and excel in certain situations while falling short in others. That doesn't mean Cold War is perfectly balanced, because it isn't. Snipers have strong damage outputs, but they are way too slow. Tactical rifles are very, very powerful, and shotguns being a secondary hurts submachine gun players because anybody can whip out a shotty at any time, which completely nullifies aggressive submachine gun play, and no, I'm not salty about it, why do you ask? But I really want to give Treyarch the credit they deserve, because they have already shown willingness to listen to the fans and balance weapons extensively, which is just amazing. And while you're at it, guys, remove skill-based matchmaking. Okay? This shit does not belong in casual matchmaking. It doesn't help anybody. It makes bad players stay bad and punishes good players for being good. It might as well be a participation trophy for bad players. I didn't spend 10 years of my life becoming a Call of Duty god just to not be able to crush the hopes and dreams of young children on a daily basis because some jerk-off at Activision decided Call of Duty should be communist. Sorry, I know this video is supposed to be more positive, but I've had that rant on my mind for a long time, and my therapist says it's unhealthy to repress things. So there you go. I think when it's all said and done, this could be the best COD multiplayer in a long time. The potential is there. Now capitalize on it. After Black Ops 4 buried zombies into an endless pit of despair, I had my doubts about whether or not it could bounce back. Needless to say, Treyarch pulled zombies out of that pit and then some. Black Ops Cold War Zombies somehow does it all. It caters to both casual players and hardcore zombies veterans, it's highly innovative and yet perfectly simplistic. And above all, it's endless fun. How Treyarch managed to make a zombies experience that can be enjoyable for everybody is something special. And while there are other factors, I think it comes down to 2 big things: pacing and accessibility. As COD Zombies evolved from its humble beginnings, everything started getting a lot bigger and more complex. Some of these innovations were amazing additions that have become mainstays in the series, like Perks and Pack-a-Punch, but you can definitely see when Black Ops 2 and 3 took it a little over the top. While those games were also incredible for zombies, it was in a different way than the simple wave after wave survival of World at War and Black Ops 1. It became less pick up and play and more of a longer, more detailed experience every time you played. Which is fine, because that's what they were going for. But by complicating things too much, you're going to run into some problems, and that certainly shows in the pacing issues of those games. For example, let me take you to the map Zetsubo no Shima from Black Ops 3. I really like this map. It has a great setting and a bunch of unique mechanics that give you plenty to do. But this map, like many others from later maps of the Zombies series, is impossible to just sit down and play without dedicating an absurd amount of time. Let's take it from the top. Spawn in, open the first 2 doors, grab the first skull, perform the ritual to cleanse it, find a bucket, fill it up with water 2 times to turn on the temporary power, open up the main bunker, complete a challenge to get a part that builds the power switch, find the 3 parts of the water valve to unlock Pack-a-Punch, collect 3 parts to build the KT-4, complete the other 3 skulls rituals to unlock a secret room, complete another ritual to get the Skull of Zimbabwe, upgrade the KT-4 by defeating the giant spider boss, electrifying your zombie shield that you built at some point during all the setup by completing all the trials, and finding the hidden plant spot in the water tunnel and using rainbow water for 3 rounds to grow a special plant. Oh, and then build the gas mask too. Congratulations! Now you can play the game! That's exhausting. Sure, once you've done all this, it's very enjoyable to play with all the cool stuff you have, but I'm not trying to set up for 2 hours before having fun, and this kind of stuff really kills replayability. Cold War Zombies doesn't have this problem, because it doesn't gatekeep the fun stuff behind filler setup. The only setup in Cold War Zombies is turning on the power and building the Pack-a-Punch. And if you want the Wonder Weapon, which is not required to play well on this map, there is a 2-step quest to get it, or you can just roll it out of the mystery box if you can't be bothered. This game doesn't waste your time, and that's something I really appreciate. And then there's accessibility. Look, I already made a whole video about accessibility, so I'm sure you can understand that it's something that's important to me. Black Ops Cold War Zombies has innovated the Zombies formula to be more player-friendly and inclusive to multiplayer players, but have also left an impressive amount of depth that veteran players crave. There's more customization than ever in Zombies. You can now take in a custom class of your choosing to start the game with, and they have balanced this with tiered weapon levels that make each weapon stronger. They also have changed how perk buying works, as the price of perks now increases from the base price of 2,500 by 500 points every time you buy it. These features have really opened up a multitude of playstyles to choose from. You can decide to buy guns off the wall, or roll the box for your weapons, or you can take in a gun of your choosing and upgrade that. Then, depending on the weapons you have, you can adjust the order of when you buy your perks. And because these games are paced so well, the replayability is at an all-time high. If there was one thing that was lacking though, it would be the map itself, which is actually very well designed technically speaking, but visually leaves a lot to the imagination. I hope with future maps they really try to bring in that Black Ops 3 visual style. I think Treyarch adding in these multiplayer and Warzone features into Zombies could have alienated some older Zombies players. It was risky, but it certainly paid off, because this is the best mode in the game. Now, before I send you on your way, I need to talk about some things about Black Ops Cold War that suck. Refer back to the title of the video. I said this game is fun, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good game. I personally think it is, but there are some major flaws that keep me from saying that objectively. I've got 2 big gripes with Cold War, and the first is the load times. Is this the longest loading screen of all time? What the fuck? This game takes forever to get anything done. Trying to load a campaign mission or start a Zombies game can take upwards of 2 to 3 minutes, and I've had a lot of I want to note that I am playing the PS4 version of the game, and I originally wanted to try the PS5 version before talking about this game, but since getting a PS5 is more difficult than winning the damn lottery at this point, I still don't have one. I'm guessing the load times are better on the PS5, but since I only have the PS4 version, that's the one I'm basing the grievance off of. Now, maybe if these eBay resellers will just calm down, I might be able to buy a PS5 and try it out myself. My other problem with Cold War is that it's pretty damn buggy. Treyarch have made an effort to iron out these issues with patches, but there are still a good amount of them. The camo bug caused me a lot of frustration. Essentially what was happening was that camo challenges I had completed would sometimes not track properly, or they would just be incomplete even after I had finished them in a game. I went for the gold MP5, and 3 separate times I unlocked the gold camo, and 3 separate times it was not there when I looked in the gunsmith. And 2 of those times it took away some of my completion towards my other camo challenges. Guess how fun it is to unlock long shot camos with an SMG? It's approximately 0% fun. The other bug I encounter often is with the plague hounds and zombies. They randomly teleport in front of me all the time, blocking my path, and that's definitely a problem, but mostly because it just scares the shit out of me. I've also encountered some odd texture glitches, funny random body glitches, and also getting yeeted by the Megaton. Stop shooting your— What the fuck was that?! But overall, I think Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is an extremely fun game, from a series that is sometimes hit or miss, and I'd recommend it if you're a fan of first-person shooters. With that being said, thank you all for watching, but there's something important I need to discuss before I leave. Something quite tragic. Did you know that there is someone watching this video right now who isn't subscribed to TCS Trey? But wait, it gets worse. Over 90% of the people who watch TCS Trey aren't even subscribed. Are you one of these people? Because if so, shame on you. Look at this poor, disgusting man-child. He is clearly in need of help. Please, do the right thing. Subscribe to TCS Trey. Thank you.